5 politicians Nigerians must never allow back into their midst. Politicians are like hawks circling the sky, always watching for vulnerable prey to swoop down on. In Nigeria, some of the most cunning among them constantly exploit the frustrations of the masses, pretending to champion the people's cause while secretly plotting their return to power. Since President Bola Tinubu came to power, many well-known corrupt politicians who were left out of his administration have begun to masquerade as patriots and reformers. Their sudden empathy for the poor and disillusionment is nothing but a calculated move to regain political relevance. Nigerians must remain vigilant and resist being used once again. Below are 5 examples of politicians who must never be allowed to hijack the people's struggle for their selfish ambitions. 1. Malam Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai. El-Rufai is widely regarded as one of Nigeria's most dangerous and divisive politicians. His record in office is stained by the blood, pains and tears of countless victims in southern Kaduna, yet he now seeks to reinvent himself as a voice of conscience. El-Rufai's political conduct reflects a deep-seated belief in consolidating religious and tribal dominance. A known architect of political manipulation, El-Rufai helped dismantle the PDP when it no longer served his interest, and was instrumental in forming the APC that eventually brought Tinubu to power. His fallout with Tinubu is not ideological, it is purely personal, born out of frustration over being denied a lucrative appointment. El-Rufai's ambitions remain dangerous. He cloaks himself in populist rhetoric, but his ultimate goal is domination. Nigerians must not let him exploit their grievances for another round of deceit. 2. Rotimi Amaechi. Unlike his rival Nyesom Wike, who brandishes his political aggression openly, Amaechi hides his under a calm exterior, a green snake under green grass. As governor of Rivers State, Amaechi squandered vast public resources, much of which reportedly financed the formation of the APC. He was lured by false promises of succeeding Buhari, and in the process he left Rivers State weakened and politically divided. Now sidelined and desperate, Amaechi is rebranding himself as a reformer. Nigerians must not fall for his quiet scheming. His loyalty lies only where power and privilege reside. 3. David Mark. From the military to the legislature, David Mark has occupied positions of privilege for decades, yet left behind little more than a trail of wealth accumulation. As Senate President, he failed to champion meaningful reforms, choosing instead to protect the political elite. Today, the very region he hails from continues to suffer the consequences of poor governance he helped entrench. Mark's endless desire for relevance, despite his vast fortune, speaks to a deeper problem, a political class unable to let go of power. Nigerians must remember his record of self-preservation over public service. 4. Dino Melaye. Once known more for his flamboyant lifestyle than for public service, Dino Melaye now seeks to return to politics under the guise of championing the people. Since his humiliating defeat in Kogi politics and loss of influence, Melaye has gone quiet about his collection of luxury cars and foreign indulgences, hoping Nigerians have forgotten. His record, however, speaks volumes. A man who thrives on drama and attention cannot deliver serious governance. Melaye's sudden solidarity with the masses is nothing but a performance for political comeback. Nigerians must remember his record of self-preservation over public service. 5. Atiku Abubakar. Perhaps no politician embodies political desperation more than Atiku Abubakar. From his controversial wealth accumulated during his days in the Nigerian Customs Service to his years as vice president, Atiku has been dogged by corruption allegations. Even his former boss, Olusegun Obasanjo, publicly declared that supporting Atiku's presidential ambition would be unforgivable before God. Yet Atiku continues to jump from one party to another, PDP, APC, SDP and beyond, in search of power at any cost. Atiku's desperation for power has often led him into political and moral missteps. His reluctance to condemn the brutal killing of a student over a WhatsApp discussion by religious extremists drew widespread criticism and raised questions about his commitment to justice and national unity. Over the years, Atiku has earned a reputation as a perennial presidential contender, one whose ambitions appear to outweigh principle. Operating from his Dubai base, he resurfaces only when elections near, flaunting his money and influence. Nigerians must see through this pattern of opportunism and reject his attempts to hijack public discontent for personal gain. A final word. These 5 names are only a fraction of the political opportunists who have drained Nigeria's wealth, betrayed its people, and now sought redemption through deceit. Many of them have regrouped under new banners and coalitions, disguising old ambitions in new slogans, just as they once did when forming the APC. They pretend to stand with the masses, lending their voices to causes like electoral reform or the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but their motives remain the same: power, wealth, and control. Nigerians must learn from history. The same hands that built the system of corruption cannot dismantle it. The future belongs not to recycled elites, but to a new generation of leaders untainted by greed and betrayal. Join Diaspoint in addressing leadership challenges that hinder Africa's path to progress. We believe in fostering a vision that drives Africa towards sustainable development and genuine transformation. Diaspoint, empowered by Africans in diaspora.